Good evening, 9:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. The rainy, little cold, dark and gloomy, just the way I like it. You can even hear the rain from inside. So, I wanted to come to you with an update here, a very quick update, because I'm taking care of my son, and I wanted to give you guys the due diligence of an update. So, what we're looking at here, and I'm going to do it very quickly. We've got Bitcoin breaking down slightly, as we've been talking about all day, that we needed to have some kind of dump here. And that was a nice dump down here, but let's look at the 4-hour stochastic is still very high. RSI is still very high. And stochastic, the bottom indicator, the 14, 1, and 3. And the RSI is the 14 simple moving average, the 14 close, SMA 14 and 2. Down below. So what we're looking at here is I have the smaller symmetrical that we were trying to break out to end up fulfill this pattern on a much bigger basis, ladies and gentlemen, to get way up higher to 51,000. Well, what's happening here is we broke back down into the symmetrical. What that means is if we do more than a wick here on the 30-minute time frame, it could be dangerous. Now, it came down to 41,883, and now if you can see, we pulled back over this very, very quickly. I mean, very quickly. So that could be a fake out to the downside, or this is putting in a bearish pennant in the 5-minute, and now we're going to go down farther. What we don't want to see here is you don't want it to use the bottom side of this as resistance. You just needed a quick pull down and then pull up here real quick, because all you want it to do is bounce on this as support. We had this happen here, came up, then did it again, and then we were off. So could we have a similar event happening? This is what I said. I thought we had to come back into the 41,800 area. We just did. We just came back into this area. So now we can put this up here and say we hit down here at 41,882, but we've hit in this area we talked about. So we've already done this liquidity flush here. So now if we come back up here and ride this, our next goal would be to come back and break this now. Well, I don't know if we got enough liquidity now just yet to do what we need to do. We're going to find that out if we can ride and bounce down this. There's always the chance that you continue to dump out all the way to here, and then you pull up right there because you continue to flush people out. So we're still relatively high. We still have room to come down. I would feel more comfortable to know, hey, we had a fake out, came back down, no harm, no foul. Now we have the real breakout. Because then it's at least coming to the uptrend. And it did the same thing here. Boom, fake out. It's not even fake outs. It just keeps coming to the uptrend, and it's building for a massive move. So that's what we're looking at with Bitcoin. And you need to pay attention to that because everything else follows. XRP. We're in this. I mean, there's so many ways you can break down XRP. And I just had a class, so that's why there's so much writing on here. But really, your main resistance level was 85.6. You broke out of a smaller symmetrical to try to get into the much larger symmetrical. That's a larger pattern. But now you're starting to break down, and it's showing logically based on the stochastic and the RSI that we need to come down here a little bit. And that would either put us at 804 or back to the uptrend at 77,348. And there's nothing wrong with that because XRP has been respecting this uptrend. As you can see, uptrend, up, back to the uptrend, uptrend, up, back to the uptrend. I mean, it would make perfect sense to come down here. Hello, everybody. Just wanted to say hi to everybody because sometimes it's good for you to see my face. I didn't want to do it at the beginning because I wanted everybody to, who is actually sticking around, to be able to see me as you stuck around. So this is me. Welcome. And this is not even in the morning. This is 9:15. So I'm already run through the ringer. So I am not as handsome looking as I was in the morning, you know, so. But there's worse things you could look at than me, I can assure you. So that's what we have, guys. This is what we're looking at. We could be starting a little channel here. But I'm for the most part thinking that if we were going to do something like this, could we be starting something like that? It's possible. But I think everything points to 77.3 or a touch of 804. But like I said, the stochastic and RSI are not in favorable spots right now. We created an M reversal on the stochastic, and I think we have to come down just a little bit more, and there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure that the like button, turn that bell notification on, and subscribe to the channel if you're new or returning. We have 264 members of Tom's Army. Join Tom's Army so you can get in the exclusive Telegram. We have 265 members in the Telegram, which means I'm going to have to go through here. Actually, no, because we got 2 new members today, so that's right. So make sure you're renewing on YouTube the monthly memberships, because obviously you're supporting me so I can support you. But yeah, this is what's going on. MATIC, I know we talked about it in the Telegram, so I might as well show you that real quick, just so you guys can see, even though I cover this on a completely different station, as some of you now know because you're actually paying attention. But with MATIC, we've got an uptrend that we're trying to come back down to, and I think, like we've been saying all day, we weren't ready to break out yet, and now we've got an engulfing candle down. But on the daily, or what was it, the weekly time frame, we did have a engulfing candle on the weekly. So don't be fooled by this temporary movement to the downside that we're likely going to get. That could bring us back to the uptrend, and that's what we're targeting here. And that's why I think $1.48, depending on where we go, guys. Because if we end up falling right through here, obviously we come to $1.46. There's a chance of $1.48. But the actual uptrend, that's the extension I created, right? And for my longtime fans, you know exactly what I did there. It's a little spite to... that's the spite to the haters, but you have to be a longtime fan to know what that means. So, or we come down to the real uptrend, which is down here. There's nothing wrong with that. So we would break out and then do this before breaking out farther. The problem is when you have an extension like this, you don't often come back down here, but we have 1 point, 2 points, right? So where would it be more logical to be there or extend out for a third point there? You know, that would break it a little bit. So I'd say we're probably going to come down here and hit this uptrend. That's why I said $1.48. Buy that support, dollar cost average down to $1.42, and that was the best advice I could give. If we break this uptrend, we're in a world of shit anyhow, and then we probably just have to sell out anyhow. So that's just the way it goes. Nobody can predict everything, but what you can do is put yourself in the best position to win. And your best position to win is staying right here and letting me lead you, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Stay blessed, everybody.